like a good 17 minutes in this. Apologies for that. Thanks to all the friends who have joined. Nadine is just taking a minute's time. Okay, the live streaming has started. Melanie, over to you.
Melanie, you are mute.
Yes, I have to fix that setting that was created to mute everyone.
Okay, all right. So now we're really going to start. Hello and welcome. My name is Melanie Brown. I'm calling in from North America. I fish in Alaska, in Western Alaska, for wild salmon in Bristol Bay in the summers, and the rest of the year I do my best to protect fish runs for the future so that we can all be nurtured by the fish of the sea and continue to do the work that we love. Welcome to the very first day after the first day of the first International Fisherwomen's Day. We hope that yesterday, November 5th, will be the first of many International Fisherwomen's Day that we will celebrate far into the future, with the recognition that women, when women are recognized and feel supported, it lifts all boats. This tide lifts all boats. And now, without further ado, I would like to welcome Nadine Nembhard to do a welcome for us all.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for hosting us this morning, this night. Greetings, everyone. Today we pause and recognize something long overdue. For the first time ever, the world is celebrating International Fisherwomen's Day, a day born from the courage and determination of the women and the men leaders in WFFP. The Women's Assembly of the World Forum of Fisher People said, "It's time." And they turned that belief into reality. They made the celebration an actionable moment. What a breath of fresh air. The energy, the participation, the excitement from organizations, allies, and even governments around the world, it tells us something powerful. People were ready for this moment. They were waiting for a day to recognize women who feed our nations, protect our seas, and pass down their knowledge from one generation to the next. When women rise, systems must shift. The celebration challenges the old-time structures that kept women's labor unseen and their voices unheard. It questions who sits at the decision-making table, who benefits from the ocean's wealth, and who is left behind. It reminds governments and global leaders that true development is not measured only in profits or policies, but in participation, in fairness, and freedom. The act of recognizing fisherwomen is in itself a quiet revolution, one that begins in WFFP and ripples across the world. To every fisherwoman, from the smallest village to the widest shore, we see you and we thank you. Clap for yourselves. Father Thomas Kocheri must be smiling today, seeing that the vision he began has grown into a tide of women leading, organizing, transforming the world of fisheries. I thank you, and I go back to you, Melanie.
Thank you so much, Nadine. And now I would like to invite our our friends from the Caribbean islands to do a mystica, to share a mystica with us.
I'm going to present a short poem. Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Sue.
Okay. A short
Yes, we can.
poem. The women who lift the tide. Before the sun finds its first gold, she is already a small horizon. Oars tucked under muscle and memory, knots talking in her hands, radio crackling like a restless gull, hope stowed safe beside the ice. She reads the water's handwriting, ripple, seam, sudden shadow, maps stitched into the mind of by mothers, aunties, sisters, market queens, who taught that a net is also a story, and every catch feeds more than mouths. Cast, mend, haul, share, verbs of 1,000 mornings, of calloused palms and bright laughter, of pots and lines, traps and tides, of rain like beads in her hair, of salt blessing the brow like a prayer. When storms arrive with famous names, she fastens roofs with rope and reason, counts boats, checks neighbors, finds the missing, finds her breath, and steers the village back to shore. Courage is her quiet engine. In the smoke and song of the market, she is math and mercy in one breath, weighing, pricing, teaching the young how fair looks, how trust sounds, how tomorrow is built on today's hands, how profit can still be kind. She is captain and crew, owner and organizer, tender of mangroves, keeper of reefs and seasons and rights. She is ledger and lighthouse, policy in plain language, the future speaking in the plural. Today we say your names, from bays and banks, creeks and coasts, from skiffs and kitchens, sheds and schools. We say them like blessings, like bells, so even the tide must answer, present and accounted for. International Fisherwomen's Day 2025, we raise our flags of net and needle, of paddle, knife, and scale. We crown the work that crowns us and promise with hands like anchors, we will lift the sea that lifts you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. It's so nice to see you. That was really beautiful. And now, before I introduce Jesu Rethenham to give us some context on how the first International Fisherwomen's Day came about, I just want to say very quickly that this is the kickoff of a 5-week campaign that will have a number of, that each week will have a different theme that will be covered. So keep your eyes on your social media channels so that you can continue to receive content related to International Fisherwomen's Day. I'm going to hand it off to Jesu now.
I would like to start my speech by, we are not invisible. We have shown that we are not invisible today to the whole world, that we are not invisible. And we are the custodians of the sea, ocean, by saying that we have proved ourselves that we have created history, her story. And so we are documenting her stories also. We have always told the state and the rulers that you cannot erase us from history. We demand our recognition and rights. Recognition in all forums. Recognition in the governance structures. We are there. And we are the people who governed in a really a sensitive way, but we are invisible, made invisible. So now, today we have proved our visibility and saying the world that we are invincible. And we are marching together everywhere. We could see the programs and the community gatherings and voicing out, saying that we have come together to tell you that we have there. It's showing that we are the people who are really governing and also doing fishing, involved in all activities, protecting our livelihood, as well as we will work for sovereignty. And that is how we are going to insist. The fisher people's sovereignty starts from with recognizing fisher women's labor. Our labor in both pre-landing, post-landing, everything, and even in marketing and all the walks of life, what we do, we are saying that the sovereignty lies there, sovereignty is there. And fisher women, we exist. You cannot put in statistics, the number alone. We are not counted out. We will be counted. That we have proved today. We are there in all things and all walks of life and in our livelihood. And you can name everything in what all we do in history. And that is how we are proving ourselves that by your statistics, you cannot erase us. Our struggles will define us. You have seen today from all countries how we have exhibited our struggles. I was part of the march and the yatra day before yesterday on 3rd in Kerala, where Thomas Kocheri started the World Forum of Fisher People's office there and also started his activities. In Valiyathura, it ended. And I was part of it. I could see how people are being motivated and coming together for struggles and their own voices are heard in all the stages. They walked through the streets, they walked through the roads of the coastal villages, and the people gathered there really joined together in raising their voice. Even very elderly people, those who are not able to walk very often, and the younger children, from the younger children to the elderly people, they walked and they were raising their voice. I felt very happy that I was part of that moment where WFP started, where Kocheri was there doing his work. From 1997, when it started, WFP was started, and we were recognized as WFP, and we are as Fisher People's Day, November 21, World Fisheries Day. Within 1 year of we having our program in Valiyathura, saying that we have to be here, this is fisher women coming together, and now this year we have WFP declared and accepted that November 5 will be World International Fisherwomen's Day. And that has happened today. And we are together and we are raising our voice for our to be counted and not recognized. And also, I would like to say about the recognition, then representation. We are represented now. Our voices are heard and our representation has reached everywhere. Most of the solidarity organizations and also the media. And through media, the media has given that most of the media have covered that women labor, women's rights, and our existence and our history. So, we name ourselves. We have named ourselves today. We have asserted sovereignty over waters, land, and fisheries. We don't ask endorsements to exist. We will never ask that. We have denied asking that. Fisherwomen's rights are human rights. We demand that and we have proved that. So we are here and our rights will be recognized. It cannot be taken away. And as a collective, we are here raising our voice, coming together and saying that our collective demands, what will be the form of declaration in the end, should be recognized and should be taken forward. And that is what is happening today. Even just to quote one thing, our government, in the national government, in their fisheries website, the fisheries board website, they have greeted us. And seeing that, how come they greet us? But they have used their own language, but we disapprove certain languages. But we are there and we have proved ourselves. Thank you so much. We will continue to prove through all the means and have this day as an important day in history, in her story. Thank you.
Thank you. Jesu, we would not be here today if it were not for you. Jesu is the spearhead and instigator of the very first International Fisherwomen's Day. And now I would like to introduce Herman Kumara, who will give a solidarity message, the General Secretary of the World Forum of Fisher People. Thank you, Herman.
Thank you, Melanie. It is my great pleasure to give a message at this stage. And I think I am the only male to give a message in this very August assembly, because this is something very special, very specific, because we are creating the history. We know our friends, our comrades, our forefathers, they did the major part of the work to create this stage for us. We know Thomas Kocheri, we know Hare Krishna Debanath, we know Andy Johnston, South Africa, also Dao Gai from Senegal, Tahira Ali and Muhammad Ali Shah from Pakistan, Matani Saldana, those are our former leaders of this forum, and they created this history to perform a much better way to create a new world. So we are here today because of the inspiration we gained through them. Now, last year, when we gathered at a General Assembly, the 8th General Assembly held at Brazil, so we were able to decide with the proposal of Indian fisherwomen, we should say, because they declared first 5th of November as the World Fisherwomen Day. So our salute goes to Indian fisherwomen who had the courage, who had the inspiration to move forward with this direction. So I think they are the first one to give the salute to this forum. So at the same time, we cannot forget our four leaders. I can see Nasig here. So they created their committed life to build the World Forum of Fisher People in a bigger way. Sherry is here. So we know how they work. Sherry and Nasig hand in hand create this platform for us. Thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you very much, Nasig, for your committed life, the committed work that you did on behalf of the World Forum of Fisher People. At the same time, we cannot forget Christiana. We cannot forget Nadine. We cannot forget Purnima Maher. We cannot forget Ramakrishna Tendal, and also Dauda, our co-chairs. So all were behind all this scene. And we cannot forget our very, very powerful, committed young women leaders team who are with us. I think without their committed work, we never come up to this level. I mean, we organize in such a way that we made this voice heard to various levels, various stages. Of course, we want to negotiate with the UN Secretary General to create this day as the World Fisherwomen Day, the 5th of November. Also, we are in a negotiation with Director General of Food and Agriculture Organization and various other leaders in the world. And of course, we are getting some positive responses from Colombian Minister of Agriculture. She not declared, but she mentioned this as a very important day. And I know some Indian bureaucrats also, they started talking about this. So those are some positive signs as the first stage, the first day of this work. So I think this is something very, very important day for us. So thank you, Jesu, for creating this day for us together with the Indian women leaders. So many Indian leaders, I cannot say all the names. So we know with your committed way, committed life, committed help, created this way to build this day and declare this day as World International Fisherwomen Day. We are really thankful and welcome Bhavana from WAMIP and also Ildis from World March of Women and Elise from ICSF, also Velia from Crossavia, IPC Secretariat, and many other leaders whom I cannot mention at this moment. So many leaders are here. So that shows the importance of this gathering. So I am really privileged as the General Secretary of World Forum of Fisher People. And I know, Nadine, it is not only Thomas Kocheri. All these former leaders are really delighted to see this one. And they really bless us to move forward further to create a new world, to transform this world. That is the importance. That is the way that we work together. We are not alone. So we are work with other allies. So we know WFF and FIAN and other groups, they are really work with us on this day to create history. So thank you very much. Jesu, Johns, Vijayan, Ashima, Subha, and many other leaders, Susan, Melanie, all these people are instrumental to create this history. So thank you very much. I don't take much time. So your committed life, committed way, I forget Arun, Nimi, and all these are really committed partners of this process. So thankful to you all for your committed work on this matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Herman, so much for your solidarity message. And now I would like to hand the moderation off to Faye Adolfo from the Philippines, who is also the coordinating committee women's representative. I'm sorry, there's some extra noise on the microphone. Please mute if you're not being asked to speak. And I see that people have their hands raised. I forgot to mention that at the very end, if there's time, there may be time for questions or for people to make their own solidarity messages at the end, but we have to get through the program first. So Faye, if you would take over the moderation and introduce the people who will be giving solidarity messages from our allied global organizations. Thank you for those of you who are here to contribute. Some of the addresses will be in video format, and there is a written message that we may read if there's time. Thank you. Faye, are you here? If Faye isn't here, I'm going to go ahead and hand
needs to be allowed to be muted.
the reins off to Ildis from the World March of Women to give her solidarity message. Thank you.
Faye is here, Melanie.
Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Faye then to introduce Ildis, or whoever is first. Okay, in the interest of time and keeping things moving, I'm going to go ahead and have Ildis go ahead and give her message. Thank you so much for being here. Let's unmute the World March of Women window. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me? But you can't see me because now. Okay. Okay. Can everybody hear me now? Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yes, hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this momentous celebration of the first ever International Fisherwomen's Day. We've heard the history, we've heard the demands, and now it's time to feel the power of a community. The work of a fisher women is very challenging. It requires resilience, organization, and relentless advocacy, and no struggle happens in isolation. So, this session is dedicated to receiving solidarity messages from our partners and friends across the globe. And these are not just greetings; they are declarations of support, pledges of alliance, and powerful reminders that the world stands with the women, with the fisher women. So once again, I am Faye from Pamalakaya, Pilipinas, and I am very excited to introduce you these powerful friends of WFFP. So the very first that may we call on Bevana Desai. Um, she is the South Asia representative of the World Alliance of Mobile Indigenous Peoples and Pastoralists, or WAMIP. And WMIP is a social movement of grassroots organizations of nomadic peoples and communities practicing pastoralism with various forms of mobility as a livelihood strategy while conserving biological diversity and using natural resources in a sustainable way. So, Bhavana, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I can't open as I am traveling. But I want to congratulate all of you on this important day. This day is a big milestone in our shared struggle and growing unity among fisherwomen everywhere. I think it's a victory and a matter of great pride that fisherwomen themselves declare this day and world acknowledge it. This proves that as a woman, we have courage and strength, and we make other believe in us. So big congratulations, all of you, for this International Fisherwomen's Day. As a WAMIP member and a woman from a traditional community, as I'm also from the pastoralist community who are keeper of livestock, I deeply appreciate the vital work fisherwomen do every day. You are not just provider of food, but also keeper of valuable knowledge, protector of our environment, and strong pillar of our community. WAMI stand with you for justice, dignity, and recognitions women's role as a leader, not just helper. Our alliance with fisherwomen and other marginalized women is crucial to fight industrial trade and exclusion. Today, like to the government and policymaker and society, to recognize women's work fairly with equal roles in decisions, fair pay, and protection of the right to the land and water. Let us move forward together with strength and hope. Our united voice and action will bring the change needed so that women knowledge, labor, and leaderships are respected and celebrated. Thank you so much for giving me the stage to congratulate all of you. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much, Bhavana, for that message. So let's move on. Ilbis Temur Turkan, the international coordinator of the World March of Women. This is an international feminist action movement bringing together grassroots groups and organizations working to eliminate the root causes of poverty and violence against women. So can we call on Ildis, please?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Such a very important day. I hear interpretation from another language, from English channel. So thank you, sisters, for declaring such an important international day. And it is very important for grassroots movements to I'm hearing another voice from another language in our English channel.
Nadine, sorry, comrade. Nadine,
So it
we will
distracts
have
me.
to. Yeah, it's a Telugu channel that is coming into English. The Telugu interpreter may kindly make sure that the switch is correctly used for shifting of the channels. Nadine, you will have to. Yeah, and yes, you could also shift to the main audio. The speakers, comrades, could shift to main audio and speak, please. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then I will I'm speaking to the original channel. And on behalf of the World March of Women, I congratulate WFFP and the fisherwomen leaders of this movement, the fisher movements, for adopting such an important day as an international day, because as a movement we also adopt such an international day as a mean of bringing awareness on this specific issue, but also international days are not just bringing awareness, raising awareness on the problems of fisherwomen and problems and challenges of fisherwomen, but also it is an international moment that brings us together with you, fisherwomen. that strengthens both movements, our international movements, but also your position as fisherwoman in your organization. So strengthen. And so we are always open to offer our support and solidarity with you as fisherwoman, because we consider ourselves as an international grassroots feminist movement that implies transformation, struggling for transformation in the world, today's world, which is necessary nowadays. We are living in a world, unjust world, and that brings a lot of inequalities in our life and disadvantage as a working class woman. And also that implies working in alliance with other global movements like us as feminist movement. We work with you always in collaboration in many processes. So thank you very much for inviting
Who's
us
that?
to hear your
No, we
more
don't have.
thoughts, and also to extend our solidarity with you as fisherwoman. Thank you very much, and we continue to work with you in other places and spaces, in other processes, and we try to be very supportive as much as we can. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much, Yildiz. What you said is very affirming to the fisherwomen of WFFP. So next up is from Why Hunger, their Director of Global Movements Program, Betty Fermin. Why Hunger envisions a world without hunger, where all communities can nourish themselves in ways that respect people and the environment. It supports communities in taking control of their own food systems and ending hunger. So, Betty, if you are here.
Yes. Can everyone hear me? Good. Great. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with everyone and sending a lot of love on this momentous International Fisherwomen's Day celebration. As Faye said, I'm Betty Furman, and I'm from the organization Why Hunger. Why Hunger is a grassroots support organization based in New York City that's been working to address the issues of hunger and poverty for the last 50 years. Our role as a grassroots support organization and financial partners to continue to support and have long-term flexible support for the social movements that we accompany. And I can remember when we first started supporting NAFSO.
The comrade who is translating in this channel, please realize that you are translating in the English channel. You'll have to switch to the Telugu channel, please. Please continue. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you. The interpreting is a lot, so thank you to all the interpreters making sure that we're being understood. So I remember when we first started supporting NAFSO, now the Secretariat of WFFP 12 years ago, and overall we've been supporting the World Forum of Fisher People for 7 years. And for me, it's an honor to be sharing this time with you all and celebrating this momentous moment. And I truly feel deep sisterhood with Nadine, Christiana, Josana, Maznoa, Susan, Carmen, and many more of you that I've met over the years, because we understand and we all know that as you all are defending Mother Sea and Mother Earth from all threats, women also are strengthening the networks of care in their communities and amongst each other in movements. And being in solidarity with fisher folk movements has meant a lot and has meant different things over the past few years. And most importantly, it's continued to be a listening ear and doing our best to support your ongoing food sovereignty efforts and making sure that as you guys are building the capacity for your communities and putting care for each other at the forefront, even when transnational corporations and government officials are showing up and demanding the land and sea that belongs to you, we know that your work is the one that needs to be put at the forefront, and we continue to denounce these efforts and show that you belong there. You are showing what it is to that it is possible to work the land and sea while respecting the natural cycles of Mother Earth, even when climate change has been negatively impacting you. It is easy to see that that to feel that you can't see that you can't change the world because of all the forces against us, but this collective work that's happening in fishing communities across the world being led by women is a reminder that collective action is the answer, and together we are stronger, and we can increase the visibility and increase the support to fisher women and fishermen, so that we can all achieve the food sovereignty that we deserve and a life of dignity for all. I'm forever honored to be a part of the ecosystem that is a support network of the world's former fisher people. And lastly, I just wanted to say it's been my pleasure to be able to support your efforts in your countries and at the secretariat level, and look forward to continuing to support the strengthening efforts of the world's former fisher peoples. And it was amazing to be at the General Assembly when this was decided to be an International Fisher Women's Day, and now we're seeing it come to fruition. So just many, many congratulations. And just want to end by saying take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, your physical health, so that we have the energy to continue to fight this fight. And you'll always have a comrade in me and with the folks at White Hunger. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and much love to you all.
Thank you very much, Betty, for that powerful statement. And thank you, too, for reminding us to always take care of our mental health, because our body is the vessel of the revolution. Thank you very much for that, Betty. So next up, we are going next with our video solidarity messages. The first one will be from Fian, from Ana Maria Suarez Zaures Franco, the Secretary General of FIAN International, which is a global human rights organization that advocates for the rights to adequate food and nutrition from 2011 until 2024. She was the FIAN's permanent representative in Geneva. She has advocated in support of affected communities worldwide, including through her work with UN human rights mandates. Anna has also participated as an expert in international negotiations at the UN Human Rights Council. And after Anna, the next one is from the Via Campesina, Morgan Oddy, their General Secretary. Morgan is the General Coordinator of the Via Campesina and Small-Scale Vegetable Farmer in Brittany, France. La Via Campesina is a worldwide movement defending access to land, water, and territories, food sovereignty, agroecology, climate and environmental justice, as well as dignity for migrant and waged workers in agriculture. So if now Aaron could play the solidarity videos from La Via and PN, thank you so much.
Hello, comrades at WFFP, and greetings from FIAN International. Today, on 5th November, International Fisherwomen's Day, we stand in solidarity with women across the world's coast, rivers, lakes, and deltas. Women who cast the nets, mend them, dry the fish, bring food to the market, and keep entire communities alive. They are not only workers, they are the guardians of ecosystems, bearers of ancestral knowledge, and leaders of their peoples. They care for water and life, which connects us all. According to the FAO, women make up almost 1/3 of the global fisheries and aquaculture workforce, and more than half when we include all pre- and post-harvest work. They are the unseen hands that keep the waters alive, but too often their names are missing from the laws, the statistics, and the decisions that shape their futures. Today, we must remember that celebration is also resistance. As industrial aquaculture, the blue economy, and climate solutions expand, women's access to the sea, to rivers, and to the commons is shrinking. They face storms and floods without protection, rebuild their homes without support, and continue to feed the world even when their rights are denied. That's why, together with WFFP, FIAN joins the call of Women of the Waters for recognition as full rights holders, for equal participation in decision making, for protection of coasts and inland waters, and for an end to all forms of dispossession in the name of profit or conservation. FIAN is proud to stand beside fisherwomen who are anchored in struggle and rising in solidarity, demanding justice, dignity, and sovereignty over the waters that give us life. Let us honor their courage by transforming policies into action and words into rights. Because when the tides rise, it is women of the waves who hold the line with resilience, solidarity, and hope. Thank you very much and happy Fisher Women's Day. Goodbye.
Congratulations for the International Fisherwomen Day. My name is Morgan Nodi, and I am the General Coordinator of La Via Campesina, the Global Peasant Woman. For us, it's very important to be with all the fisherwomen for that day, because we share a lot of joint struggles. The struggle for justice and for dignity, and especially the struggle for the rights of all women and of all women who are small-scale food producers, small-scale fishers, peasants, indigenous people, with the whole diversity of our movements. We have many challenges ahead of us after the important Nyeleni Forum, where we were together a few weeks ago in Sri Lanka for the Nyeleni Forum. First, within a few days now, there will be the COP30 in Brazil, and we will struggle together between peasants, indigenous people, and fisher folk in order to fight for climate justice, so that we stop climate change, and so that we ensure that the responses to the climate crisis do not go against small-scale food producers, but are in favor of justice. Second, there will be in February next year the International Conference on Agrarian Reform and Rural Development. And here it's very important that we are together to struggle for justice in access and control of the land, but also the oceans and also other water resources. It will be in Colombia, in the city of Cartagena, which is a city of fisherfolk, so that's very important that we are there together. Last but not least, we should struggle together for decent incomes for all the small-scale food producers. And for this, we know that we need to get away from the World Trade Organization and other free trade agreements that are tailored for transnational corporations and against small-scale food producers. And for that, we'll be together next March in Cameroon against the World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference, and to propose together another trade framework based on food sovereignty, based on internationalism, and based on social justice. In all those events and in all those struggles, the role of women is key, because we need to ensure feminist economies based on the central role of care work. So we know that we will work together towards all those things. I wish you a very good International Day of the Fisherwoman, and globalized struggle, globalized hope.
Thank you very much to Morgan and Anna for that solidarity video. The two of them made, they are the ones who only will be saying their solidarity messages in video. So let's move on to the next, to our written and read messages. But before we go there, we would just like everyone to invite and check out the WFFP website because there is a 5-minute slideshow of the International Fisherwomen's Day photos there. So make sure to please check that out. And then for our last solidarity message rather, who will be reading the report summary of the Mi'kmaq Women Fish Harvesters Gathering Report. May I call on, it's still not known if the one who will read it is Morgan Brimakombe or Sherry Picto. So,
Hello.
okay.
Hi there.
I'm gonna, yeah. So in the interest of time, I don't think we should take the time to read the solidarity message from the Delhi Forum. But what I will do is I am going to thank you so much, Faye. You did a wonderful job in introducing um, our allies in solidarity, the global movements. And so I'm going to paste that solidarity message that we got from the Delhi Forum Working Committee from Priya Doshini, the coordinator of that group. So look for that in your chats. And Sherry Pictou, my Mi'kmaq sister from Nova Scotia, Professor Sherry, is going to give us a solidarity message before she has to move on to the next thing that she has in her day. Thank you so much for being here, Sherry. And thank you, Faye.
Yes, thank you, Melanie. And I just wanted to acknowledge my colleague and assistant, Morgan, will be on. And I'm talking to you from a cafe on the side of the road. I'm trying to make my way to another meeting. It is such a great honor to be here. And thank you, Herman, Nadine, Melanie, Rasul, and mentioning all those former leaders. I'm a professor, but I'm also an honorary district chief for a tribal organization, as well as the former co-chair of my colleague, Nasik Jeffer, who's also on this call. So very honored to be here. Just very briefly, we have a report. I'm not going to summarize the report if Morgan thinks there's something that I've missed, but I just wanted to give a very brief background for those of you who are new. We had won this treaty right to earn a livelihood back in 1999, and it's over 25 years later, and we're still fighting how to implement that. And so in the meantime, what had happened was we were forced to assimilate into the mainstream commercial fishery that's here in Canada. And basically, in the last few years, some of the communities are saying, no, we want a treaty livelihood fishery. And so they started that. What I did not know until a couple of years ago is just how many of our Mi'kmaq women are participating in all of those fisheries, whether it's commercial, treaty, for food, and so forth. And I think there's like 17 to 18% of the livelihood fisheries alone province-wide. So to make a long story short, we gathered about 39 women. We didn't specify that you had to be this type of fishery or that type of fishery to really give them an opportunity to explore some of their experiences, their challenges, successes, and make recommendations. And it was quite successful. And we also had 3 other women chiefs attend that meeting. And it was fundamentally important. We had cultural and healing activities as well. And so that was back in February 2024. And because of a lot of things that were happening beyond our control, we weren't able to release that report, though the chiefs highly support it. And so just this opportunity came, and thank you so much. I know that WFFP has always had a strong focus on gender, that's evident in the small scale fishery guidelines. And so Morgan is going to put a link to that report in the chat. And yes, so the chiefs are going to work on those recommendations. But in the meantime, because of that gathering here in Canada, and I have to specify this is very unique because in the Canadian fishery in general, there's a lot of strong gender roles, but not to the point that there is in the Mi'kmaq fishery. These are single moms. There's women trying to earn a livelihood. There's women that are trying to fish for food and protect their food fishery. I didn't realize how much, but because of that 25-year lapse in terms of implementing this and being assimilated in the mainstream commercial fishery, unfortunately, patriarchy has been very much imposed upon our women. And just to sum up, is some of the challenges they have are very grave. It's to the point of physical and mental violence, and of all kinds of other things. But one of the good things that come out of that, we have a regional fisheries conference here, and they always acknowledge men by giving out these awards. For the first time, they gave out a Women Fish Harvesters Award, and also they had a panel where women participated in. And so we are so honored that you let us share this report in honor of International Fisherwomen's Day. And it's with much gratitude and humility that I thank the WFFP and all the international organizers giving support. We're going to host another meeting, another gathering, I should say. And we'll really share this with the women, and hopefully they'll become more active participants themselves in future international women's Fisher Women's International Day. And so I just want to thank that. I'm in solidarity with all of you. WFFP was our home for a good many years. And I don't know, Morgan, if I missed anything significant, but you can see that report in the chat. There will be a link. And Wilalio, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. I'm so glad you were able to join us today. And congratulations on the culmination of your good work that you've done with your team. It's very timely that that this report would come out so close to International Fisherwomen's Day. And Morgan Breamacombe, I would like to invite you to share some words, additional words about the report that just came out. If you would share with us. Thank you. Please, will somebody unmute Morgan?
Yeah, it's done.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I think Sherry summarized it beautifully. I know there's not time to read the entire report, but I did want to briefly highlight some of the messages from the fisherwomen featured in the report. I do encourage you to read the report. I'll put it in the chat. I apologize, it's only in English at this time. So the report outlines positive outcomes of the gathering, some key recommendations and calls to action. These immediate actions include enhanced safety measures, family and childcare support, financial training. Long-term strategies were also shared, which include systemic improvements of gender equity, training and financial access, as well as treaty rights education. Great. Sherry says we will get it translated at some point. I apologize for it being only in English for now. Thank you, everyone, and happy International Fisherwomen's Day.
Thank you so much, Morgan. It's really nice to see your face in the screen. And so I want to mention that yesterday, yesterday for me, it's been 2 days now that the very first International Fisherwomen's Day has been celebrated. And there was a lot of evidence of that was shared in social channels and also with us directly in some of our working group chats. And there will be a slideshow that will be shared just so that we can all enjoy all of the celebrations that people organize themselves in different parts of the world. But at this point, I would like to call out and remember 2 fishing women leaders who have recently passed on from this world and name them. Vedavali from Tamil Nadu, India, is no longer with us in this world. And Soline Smith from South Africa is also no longer with us. There are some interviews that that we will be sharing on social channels and perhaps later in the program if there's time. But at this time, I would like to invite our women fishing leaders that are still with us, that do work directly with the World Forum of Fisher People and in their own countries and regions. And so first of all, from Indonesia, I would like to invite Masnua to speak.
All those who want to continue listening in English, please choose the English channel.
Is Masnua with us to speak?
Yes.
Halo semua, terima kasih Melanie.
Hello.
Iya, selamat malam, selamat pagi, selamat siang kawan-kawan semua. Saya sangat senang sekali pada tanggal 5 November 2025 kemarin ditetapkan WFFP menjadi hari yang bersejarah ya untuk perempuan nelayan sedunia yang selama ini jauh dari pengakuan, perlindungan. Ini merupakan perjuangan panjang yang dilakukan bersama-sama kawan-kawan WFFP dan kawan-kawan global lainnya di tingkat nasional, lokal. Nah, pertama-tama saya ucapkan sekali lagi selamat dan kita akan terus berjuang karena memang posisi perempuan nelayan ini sangat penting untuk diakui, untuk diperjuangkan hak-haknya. Dan Mbak Dinda, ini saya bicara soal apa ya, terkait isu atau terkait apa?
Thank you, Masnua. It's, yeah, really good to see you, Masnua. And now,
Oke, baik.
Josana Pinto.
Ya, negara
I
merupakan
saw you.
negara kepulauan
Oh, excuse
yang
me. Are you still
dimana
going, Masnua?
merupakan
I'm
negara
so sorry.
maritim. Oke, merupakan negara maritim yang dari mana Mas ngulangnya? Oke ya. Jadi Indonesia merupakan negara maritim yang dimana kaya akan lautnya, akan pulau-pulau kecilnya dengan segala macam kehidupan yang selama ini memang kami memperjuangkan dan konsisten di gerakan perempuan nelayan yang dimana kami di Indonesia ada wadah gerakan tingkat nasional yaitu Persaudaraan Perempuan Nelayan Indonesia yang dimana terus melakukan upaya-upaya inisiatif-inisiatif praktek baik yang dimana kami terus membangun resiliensi, mengorganisir,
I think it's Masnua that has frozen.
Yeah, sorry, Melanie.
Masnua, if you're able to continue, we are listening. It looks like you're unfrozen. So if you want to finish, we would love to hear the rest.
Seems she's stuck.
Sorry, she mentioned
I am
earlier
sorry.
that.
It seems that
Sorry, ma'am.
we're having technical difficulties. Maybe we can return back to Masnua later. Do you
Ya,
want to
No,
try
she's
ini
back.
again?
ada kendala sinyal. Mungkin saya izin nutup kamera supaya tidak terputus. Iya, baik.
Okay, sounds good.
Iya, saya akan menyampaikan secara singkat karena waktunya tadi agak terhambat. Jadi Indonesia adalah negara kepulauan kita yang tidak pernah kekurangan ikan sama sekali, tapi sebagai negara kepulauan, pemerintah kami di Indonesia tidak mengelola lautnya secara baik. Eh, Terlepas kami sebagai gerakan perempuan terus melakukan upaya-upaya praktik baik untuk menjaga laut kami, menjaga mangrove kami, menjaga kehidupan kami dari ancaman pembangunan-pembangunan ekstraktif. Nah, pemerintah sendiri hingga hari ini terus menjadi aktor yang merusak laut kami. Laut kami dikapling, direklamasi, ditambang, investasi pariwisata semakin masif dan kami menjadi rusak atas nama pembangunan. Dan dampaknya nelayan, perempuan nelayan semakin susah mendapatkan ikan, mereka harus melaut lebih jauh, bahkan ada yang alih profesi, desa-desa kami tenggelam, bahkan ada yang hilang, mata pencaharian kami juga banyak yang tidak bisa diselamatkan. Dan pada tahun 99, perikanan budidaya melalui ekspansi aquacultur semakin merajalela sampai saat ini masih ada ancaman-ancaman dari pemerintah yang kita terus menghadapi tantangan krisis pangan, krisis protein, tapi solusi yang diberikan oleh pemerintah malah membuat peluang investasi di budidaya, khususnya budidaya udang fanami, yang dimana kami punya sahabat yang melakukan budidaya dengan luas, lahan yang tidak besar, namun pemerintah menjadikan budidaya sebagai proyek baru untuk membuka lahan budidaya skala industri. Salah satu ada yang hadir di sini ada kawan-kawan PPNI Lampung dari Bumi Dipasena, sekitar 7.000 hektar di Karawang, di Bekasi, Subang, Jawa Barat akan ada budidaya nila, nila salin dan tilapia seluas 20.000 hektar. Dan artinya perikanan darat melalui budidaya ikan dan udang bisa menjadi cara baru perampasan ruang. Secara tegas kami menolak industri aquacultur karena terlalu serakah atas perampasan ruang, kerusakan ruang yang dimana menggunakan pakan ataupun kimia lainnya dan menjebak perempuan dalam kemiskinan struktural, di mana perempuan akan didorong menjadi buruh ketimbang menjadi pemilik hak yang berdaulat atas ruang hidupnya. Di Hari Perempuan Nelayan Internasional ini, saya mengajak kawan-kawan semua untuk berdiri bersama WFFP secara tegas menolak industrial budidaya dan perempuan nelayan tidak butuh investasi. Kami butuh laut, kami butuh untuk lestari, kami butuh laut untuk masa depan anak cucu nanti, anak cucu kita nanti, sehingga sekali lagi kita harus bergandeng tangan bareng, membangun solidaritas bareng dari tingkat lokal, nasional, bahkan sampai global. Kita tidak boleh diam tertindas, tapi kita harus bangkit melawan. Selamat sekali lagi untuk BFFP dan kawan-kawan yang membersamai perjuangan ini. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Masnua, my sister. And now, Josana, if you are still here, we would love to hear a message from you. Josana Pinto from Brazil and the MPP. Josana, we can always come back to you too. So maybe you can just let me know if you are
Oi,
here.
é porque tá travado aqui.
Oh, good. Okay.
Deixa eu só ir aqui, deixa eu correr aqui rapidinho. É porque eu estava no local aqui onde estamos organizando para receber os nossos companheiros que estão vindo de diversos estados para a cúpula. Aqui, vou falar daqui, tá bom? Então, minha saudação diretamente aqui do Brasil para todas as pescadoras do mundo inteiro, para todas as nossas companheiras que estão nos diferentes territórios, assim que de fazer muitas coisas, né, de fazer muitas coisas. Dizer assim que nós mulheres, nós também somos produtoras de alimento. Nós somos somos as guardiãs do meio ambiente, nós somos as guardiãs dos territórios. Sendo que o nosso corpo também é um território, né? E esse território precisa ser cuidado, ser valorizado. Todos nós sonhamos com um futuro melhor, com dias melhores, onde a nossa produção, onde nós, mulheres pescadoras, tenhamos a visibilidade merecida, temos o reconhecimento merecido, porque sentimos que em muitos espaços, muitos órgãos públicos, em muitos espaços governamentais, ainda não nos veem como capazes, ainda tentam nos diminuir, tentam tirar a nossa visibilidade. Então, é para dizer que nós somos capazes de muita coisa e que ser mulher pescadora é ser dona do seu próprio dia, da sua própria noite, do seu próprio trabalho, ser liberta, né? Então, ser mulher pescadora significa liberdade, e nós somos libertas. E nós somos muito mais libertas a partir de hoje, dessa data tão importante. Então, a nossa solidariedade diretamente aqui do Brasil, para todas as nossas irmãs pescadoras que estão nos diferentes territórios, nos diferentes maritórios, de diversas regiões dos países, mas que nós permanecemos firmes, porque nós somos símbolo de resistência. E a nossa resistência ela vai para além dos nossos limites, porque nós conseguimos fazer não somente o possível, mas muitas das vezes nós mulheres conseguimos fazer até o impossível. Então, que todo o impossível nós possamos vencer as dificuldades e permanecermos firmes na nossa luta, até que todos os nossos direitos sejam reconhecidos. Um beijão a todas e todos. Então, diretamente aqui de Belém, nós já estamos em Belém do Pará, com a equipe do MPP, do Movimento de Pescadores e Pescadoras, preparando o espaço, a recepção para os nossos camaradas internacionais que vão estar vindo, nossas irmãs pescadoras também, que estarão vindo de diferentes regiões do Brasil, de diferentes regiões do Brasil e dos países internacionais estarão vindo, né? Então, nós estamos trabalhando para fazer a acolhida para que vocês todos se sintam bem. Então, um beijão a todos, um abraço diretamente de Belém do Pará, capital, onde será sediada a Cúpula dos Povos, onde nós, pescadores e pescadoras artesanais, vamos estar levando nossas vozes para diferentes espaços para o mundo inteiro. Beijão.
Thank you so much, Josana. It's really wonderful to see you. Josana did an amazing job hosting us when we had our 8th General Assembly of the World Forum of Fisher People in Brasilia, Brazil. Thank you. It's really, yeah, it was very good to see you in the video. And now I am going to hand the moderation off to Suba, who will bring us all the way to the end. And I will intervene if there are any people that are missed along the way. We will be hearing, once I hand this off to Suba, we will also be hearing from Yasmin Kazmi from the Pakistani Fisher Forum, and Nejla Yaji from Turkey, Leah Loa from Kenya, and Raquel from Brazil, who is part of our Indigenous Peoples Assembly. We already heard from Susan during the Mystica, or Susan Hodge. Susan, if you would like to share any more words, we can give you time for that. Ravadi from Thailand will be speaking. And thank you, Suba, for taking over the moderation.
Thank you, Melanie. My name is Subhashini Deepa. I am a national women coordinator of NAPSO. This is a very happy moment because until now we have celebrated Fisher Men's Day with a focus on men. But today is the first time we have come together like this on the day of fisherwomen. So this is the very important moment. So I gonna invite our next speaker, Yasmin. I think you are there. So Yasmin is Alisha's daughter. At the same time, she play many roles. Especially, she is the fisherwoman leader from Pakistan and one of South Asia most prominent voices for coastal and inland fishing community. At the same time, she is the president of Nori Development Foundation. So I invite Yasmin, please give your input.
Yasmin is mute.
Yasmin?
Hello, everyone.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Yasmin, we hear you. You can speak.
Okay, I will talk in English.
Okay, you can.
Thank you. So, hello, greetings, and assalamu alaikum to everyone here. I am Yasmin Shah, the Vice Chairperson of the Pakistan Fisher Folk Forum and President of Nuri Development Foundation. I warmly welcome to all the participants here, and I congratulate all of you on the International Fisherwomen's Day. So on the occasion of International Fisherwomen's Day, I salute the brave women of Sindh and all over the world. Especially being a Pakistani, I would like to salute the women of Pakistan, those who have struggled for their rights, their waters, and the land. This day is dedicated to all the women who, despite climate change, floods, and natural disasters, stood firm to protect their families, communities, and environment. I would like to begin my speech by mentioning two personalities who have shown me and all of us the right path. My parents, my guardians, my heroes, Muhammad Ali Shah and Tahir Ali Shah. Mr. Muhammad Ali Shah, who gave Pakistan Fisher Folk Forum a voice and identity, fought for their rights, and became the guardian of Sindh's lake, rivers, and sea. Ms. Tahir Ali Shah brought light into the lives of fisherfolk and peasant women. She empowered them with leadership education and awareness of land ownership rights. I am not only daughter of them, but I am a proud student of both and torchbearer of their dreams. So since 2005, I have been working alongside Sindh's fisher and peasant communities with those whose livelihoods depend on the Indus River and the sea. These people are not just communities, but they are the soul of sin. And their future is deeply tied to the future of our rivers and oceans. Our struggle is not new. It has been long, painful, and powerful journey. When the Rangers attacked the fisher communities of Badin in 2000, a massive movement rose under the platform of the Pakistan Fisherfolk Forum. It was one of the most significant struggles in our history. Our leaders were imprisoned. We received life-threatening warnings, but our courage did not fade. That movement became a symbol of resistance and victory, proving that unity and persistence can protect both people and nature. So, our struggle also extends to the cross-border issue of fisherfolk arrests, a human rights concern that has existed for decades. From the very beginning, we have been raising our voices for those who are detained and forgotten across the border. This movement for the release and rights of cross-border fisherfolk has been ongoing and strong, and we have achieved many milestones along the way. Still, still, the fight continues until every voice is heard and every fisherman returns home safely. Our cultural roots are just as important as our struggles. In earlier times, fisherwomen had a vibrant culture of self-reliance and creativity. They used to weave and craft their own fishing nets, prepare traditional seafood products, and even market and sell their creations themselves. The proud tradition of women-led craftsmanship slowly declined under the pressure of climate change, economic shifts, and modernization. But today I want to revive that lost culture, to bring back the identity of fisherwomen as creators, entrepreneurs, and cultural leaders. I dream to rebuilding this heritage so the world once again sees the fisherwoman as a symbol of strength, skill, and sustainability. Today, women in Sindh are also resisting the construction of dams and new canals. These projects come in the name of development, but in reality, they are attempts to seize water and turn fertile lands barren. Our women have raised their voices against them. They have taken their message to global forums and made it clear that the Indus River is life. Indus River is life, not a commercial project. We have witnessed the devastating impacts of climate change, floods, and seawater intrusion. Yet these challenges have not weakened our women, they have made them stronger. So, through the platforms of Nouri Development Foundation and the World Forum of Fisher People, we are, and also the Pakistan Fisher Folk Forum, we are empowering women with lead training and a voice. We aim for women to lead the restoration of the ponds and lakes themselves. But the lack of resources and technical support remains a major barrier. If institutions and partners join hands, these women can truly become guardians of their waters. Today, as the world promotes the concept of the blue economy, we want to remind everyone that true development will only happen when the real custodians of the sea and rivers, the fisherfolk and women, are part of the decision-making process. I dedicate this day to all the women who have turned into power and struggle into leadership, and to those visionaries, Muhammad Ali Shah and Tahira Ali Shah, who showed us the way forward. I'm so thankful to you all that you gave me an opportunity to talk here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sister Yasmin. very powerful message. And I invite Revati, Director, STF member, at the same time, RAC Asia and the Pacific, long time advocate on women rights. So I invite Revati, please give your inputs also. Revati, are you here?
Yeah, Ravadi is here, but she is not unmuting.
Okay, Olive, do you hear me? Do
Yes,
you hear
now
me?
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, now okay.
thank you, everyone. Our friends, our fellow, I'm really nice to meet all of you today. And I would like to take this opportunity to greet all of you from Thailand, from the Women Fisher Association, and also from Sustainable Development Foundation. Today it is actually an honor to really be part of among all of us to really celebrate on this history.
Priya, you are in the English channel. You will have to click the Tamil channel. Rowdy, please continue in the main audio.
Okay, it is an really historic first ever International Fisher Women's Day to celebrate our collective strength and assure in struggle and resting in our solidarity. And I just would like to point it out that although we have been working, fighting together, but then around the globe, at present among ourselves in fishery sector, women play, although despite very vital role that we play in the fishery circle of fisheries, but yet ourselves are very much invisible, either in the fishery circle itself, in aquaculture and resource conservation, restoration. So despite we are the backbone of our in our community in fisheries circle, from catching fish until the processing and marketing, sustaining our family livelihood. So I think the getting together and announce for Women Fisher International Day is actually a progressive step from us to make ourselves visible. And then to make ourselves visible, it is not only visible among ourselves, but then we have to make ourselves visible and significant in the policy, in the system, in the formal system. We need to be recognized in the illegal, in the policy, and also in the implementation plan, and be part of the decision making. I would like to, among so many of challenges that our community are facing and we are confessing, I would like to really for all of us to collectively pay attention to a present trend of development, so-called blue economy and marine spatial planning, where very much promoting industrial and financial monetary as the kinds of mechanism of promoting food security and also being now access and be part of the youth. And they say that they are so-called and so conserved. But then we know that they're actually coming. Many of them have demonstrated in the past that they are really resource scrapping, and they create a lot of conflict and make really a loss of so many of biodiversity. And so we really have to collectively working together to demonstrate our collective action to advocate that kinds of trend we need to change, and we need to demonstrate and make reveal the reality that what really, the benefit of the cause, and what really benefit of addressing climate change, what the benefit really addressing biodiversity, where the world are promoting, who actually getting and making a profit out of this kind of trend, and where we are. So that is the collective issue that we need to collectively make a commitment and working together. And another aspect that I would really want to take this opportunity to advocate is in terms of paying a caution of aquaculture project, which is now also promoted by big institution, FAO, and also very much promoting for investment, privatized coastal land and destroy mangrove, and also displace so many of small fishes and our life, our food. So I think I would like to propose it become our collective one of among we have so many challenging issues, but then keep eyes on aquaculture would be one of the collective action that we need to find ways of working out together. Women lead community aquaculture, and at the same time making evidence based to demonstrate that in our way of life, our way of living, this is much more forward of food security, and also much more achieving sustainable development. And at the same time, in our process, we need to really ensure that we are the one who really making a system change to really prevent them to destroy the common and deny. We need to advocate for customary right in which had been denied so many years in the formal system. So I would like to take this International Fisherwomen's Day remind us that women's rights are customary rights, and that protecting coastal resources, mangrove, mean protecting our life, protecting our family, protecting our community, and working forward food sovereignty, not only a food security, what they call, what they are now a trend of development, in which very much regarding on only the productivity, and productivity produced by the benefit by the business sector, and that is something that we need to deny. So I just would like to end my sharing today that our life are not only the legal term, they are the living practices that we grounded in our action and in the community. And then in the process, we are also addressing inequality and also make ourselves visible and recognized. On the Women Fisher Days, we, of course, it is a day that we continue, but then and make it very clear. Recall our continue working together, and then working toward system change, global institution and local institution in our own country, developing measure for women's meaningful participation in whatever policy relating to our life, our community, our younger generation, our son, our daughter. Support, we need to advocate to access to resources, to support women lead coastal resource management, and we need to also ensure aquaculture model from the women ourselves, our action, to secure common community tenure over coastal and mangrove ecosystem. I believe that together we can ensure that the tide of change rise for justice, not exclusion, because we are fisherwomen rise and our community, our ocean, and our planet rise with us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Revji. I don't want to give the summarize because of the time. So we move the next speaker. So I would like to invite Susan Hodge, a fisherwomen leader from Caribbean region. She was very active member of the Women Assembly held at the General Assembly in the Brazil last year, as well as Global Women Assembly held at Thailand in July this year. So, Susan, please give your thought also.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Good day, everyone. I bring greetings from the Caribbean region as we continue to celebrate the first International Women's Day. Across our small island developing states, fisheries are more than an industry. They're a pantry, a paycheck, and a piece of who we are. Today, I'll make one core case. If we want resilient islands after storms and shocks, we must secure tenure rights. The who, where, when, and how of access to fish and fishing spaces. So basically, what is tenure? Tenure is the bundle of rights that helps a fisher launch from a beach, set gear in a traditional ground, sell at a store, and pass that livelihood on. The FAO Small Scale Fisheries Guidelines tells us those rights should be secure, equitable, and culturally appropriate. Our own CCCFP gives us the regional backbone for cooperation, science, and enforcement. So there are some guidelines that we already have across the Caribbean for the CNFO states. And I'll talk about a group of countries in succession. So I'll talk about Anguilla, where I am from, and Saint Martin, which is next door. We are mostly artisanal fleets. We have laws and marine parks that set basic access rules. But tenure also means protecting the working waterfronts when tourism and coastal real estate try to push in. In Antigua and Barbuda, in particular in Barbuda, marine spatial planning and community-built sanctuaries, clear zoning, and that says what is open, what is closed, and from whom. Those are the guidelines that we have currently. In St. Lucia, in the Soufriere region, and in St. Kitts and Nevis, there is co-management with mapped zones, which reduces conflicts among the fishers, tourism and conservation, and makes enforcement fairer. In Belize, there is managed access. That's links to licenses to specific areas with reporting and stewardship, and rights that you can see on a map. In the Bahamas and Guyana, there is market power for good rules. The MSC certified lobster in Bahamas and the sea bob shrimp in Guyana show how clear tenure plus gear and area controls unlock export value. In Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in Jamaica, there are mixed fisheries that are anchored by closed seasons, gear rules, and especially in Jamaica, co-managed fish sanctuaries that are backed by modern legislation. In Trinidad and Tobago, modernizing management to balance the diverse fleets and the urban coast that are proof that one size can never fit all. So as we stand together, Belize, Jamaica, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Bahamas, St. Kitts Nevis, and Anguilla, we stand together through the CNFO, which keeps fisherfolk at the policy table. That voice itself is a tenure tool. And we have to look at how shocks can test the tenure that we have. The Caribbean is an active seismic zone, and we are a hurricane zone. In 2017, the Caribbean was hit by hurricanes Irma and Maria, two back-to-back Category 5 hurricanes. Boats, traps, moorings, and landing sites were mangled. In Dominica and Barbuda, there was significant damage to the fisheries, and there were complexities with the loss of ice capacity. And it turned the rights that we had on paper into basically no income today. Tenure only works when the infrastructure that makes rights usable, for instance, the ramps, the sheds, the ice, the fuel, the storage, survives the storm. Then we had COVID-19, and I know that everybody here in this meeting can talk about COVID-19. The fisheries, the fish didn't move. The markets did, with hotels and restaurants shut, the prices crashed, and mobility shrank. Fisher organizations and co-management groups were strong, and governments could target relief and reopen value chains faster. But we have to have those things in place. They have to be written into our plans. And Jamaica, just last week, October the 28th, were hit by another catastrophic hurricane, Category 5 Melissa. And the recovery isn't just the homes and the hospitals, it's about restoring the safe and legal access, the gear replacement for the fishers, rebuilding the landing sites and finding power, which is electricity, and ice, and keeping those co-managed sanctuaries enforced so that disasters don't make more of a significant impact. So what does good tenure look like for us as small island developing states? There are 4 essentials. We map and recognize the real use. So we put near shore grounds, the FAD zones, the beaches, the moorings, and the landing sites on official maps so that are co-created with the fishers. So fishers have to be at the table. It can't be that management decides what they're doing. And we recognize the customary routes and the women's spaces in law and on local plans. We license for stewardship, not just revenues. So therefore, we tie licenses to areas where it's suitable, and we provide best practice gear, safety, and simple reporting, building trust with feedback. Climate-proof the value chain, elevate the ramps and the sheds, secure fuel and ice with backup power, ensure pots and the boats. We need to keep registries current so that emergency cash and gear relief items can reach the people faster after storms or pandemics. And we can possibly pre-approve green lanes so seafood logistics can operate during health emergencies. We need to protect the places where women work. Tenure isn't only sea space, it's about the stalls, the sheds, the processing rooms, the transport routes, and the credit desk. Secure those spaces and you can secure the household nutrition and income. And I have a short call to action for all of us. Adopt nationally the SSF tenure action plans. under the CCCFP umbrella, with timelines, budgets, and accountability. Publish marine use maps with fisherfolk at the table. As I said before, the fisherfolk need to be at the table when these maps are being drawn up, because they are the ones who are actually out there. Link access to data and safety, expand the registries and modernize licensing so rights are earned through stewardship, and invest in climate change, climate-ready landing sites, where the ice, the storage, the ramps, the moorings, the power backup, so that fleets can rebound in days and not months. And back the CNFO and the national fisherfolk bodies so that fishers can help in co-designing the rules and compliance. Let me end where we begin each day. At the water's edge, tenure is not a legal abstraction. It's a working mooring, a protected store, a known ground, and a fair rule book. If we secure those clearly, fairly, and together, then even after the next storm or the next market shock, our blue economies will still be there at dawn, waiting for the next generation to push up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan. We have several speakers more. You all message are very important to us, but we should consider time also. Anyway, I would invite one by one. At the same time, I am noticed Nasik Jafar also raised his hand. I will give the chance after our speakers in their speech. So I invite Nekla Tarkos, Turkey. She is one of our fisher leader. So I invite Nekla Tarkos from Turkey.
Merhaba, sesim geliyor mu?
I don't think she's here, Subha.
Merhaba, sesimi alabiliyor musunuz?
She's not here.
Yes, she has her video on. Yes, she is here. Go ahead, Nicola.
Merhaba, ben Necla Türköz. Türkiye'den İstanbul Birlik adına katılıyorum. WFFP'nin yeni kadın delegesiyim ve aynı zamanda İstanbul Birliği'nin Kadın Koordinasyon Komisyonu'nun kurucusuyum. Bunun yanında İstanbul Birliği'nin genel koordinatörlük görevini yürütmekteyim. Balıkçılık ile geçimini sağlayan bir aileden geliyorum ve zaman zaman eşime balık avcılığı konusunda destek oluyorum. Yaşadığımız her ortamda balıkçılığın hayatımızın bir parçası olduğunu söyleyebilirim. Bugün sizlerle büyük bir ailede olmaktan büyük bir gurur duyduğumu belirtmek isterim. İstanbul'dan tüm kadın balıkçılara sevgilerimizi ve selamlarımızı gönderiyoruz. Dünya Kadın Balıkçılar Günü'nü ilan eden ve düşünen WFFP yönetimini tebrik ediyor, saygılarımızı sunuyoruz. Ancak bugün burada bir arada olmamıza şükretmeliyiz. Çünkü Filistin'de katledilen kadın balıkçılarımız ne yazık ki aramızda değil. Hayatta kalmayı başaranlar ise kendi yaşam mücadelelerine devam ettikleri için bizimle değiller. Aramızdan ayrılanları saygıyla anıyor, geride kalan kadın balıkçılara selamlarımızı ve dayanışma
English
dileklerimizi
translation is
iletiyoruz.
not happening, please.
Türkiye'de küresel ısınma ile ilgili bir araştırma yapan üniversitemizin öncelikle önemli tespitlerinden bahsetmek istiyorum. Küresel iklim değişikliğinin etkileri özellikle denizlerimiz üzerinde giderek daha belirgin bir hale gelmektedir. Bu etkiler sadece biyoçeşitlilikteki değişimlerle sınırlı kalmamakta, aynı zamanda ekonomik, sosyal ve çevresel boyutlarıyla da hayatımızı doğrudan etkilemektedir. Akdeniz'deki yeni türlerin artışı balıkçılık sektöründe değişimlere neden olurken bazı istilacı türlerin ekonomik ve ekolojik sorunlara yol açtığını görmekteyiz. Balon balığı ve aslan balığı gibi türler yerel balıkçılarımız için ciddi tehditler oluşturmakta ve bu durum denizlerimizdeki mevcut dengelerin bozulduğunu göstermektedir. Bunun yanı sıra deniz suyu sıcaklıklarındaki artış, mercanların ölümü ve toplu balık ölümleri gibi olumsuz etkiler de deniz ekosistemlerimizin kırılganlığını ortaya koymaktadır. Bu noktada denizlerimizdeki değişimleri daha iyi anlamak ve bu değişimlere uyum sağlamak için kapsamlı bir izleme ve araştırma ağı kurmamız gerekmektedir. Hükümetlerin ve ilgili kurumların bu konuda kararlı adımlar atması, ulusal politikaların bilimsel veriler ışığında şekillendirilmesi büyük önem taşımaktadır. Ayrıca e, toplum olarak bilinçlenmeli, küresel iklim değişikliğine karşı birlikte hareket etmeliyiz. Sadece kar odaklı bir üretim anlayışının gezegenimizi ve canlıları tehdit ettiği gerekçesiyle gerçeğiyle yüzleşmek zorundayız. Sanayi devrimleriyle başlayan süreçlerin yeniden değerlendirilmesi ve tüm canlıların refahını gözeten bir sistemin inşası artık bir zorunluluktur. Aksi takdirde doğanın bu geri dönüşü olmayan tepkisi karşısında insanlık olarak büyük bedeller ödemek zorunda kalabiliriz. Bu nedenle küresel ısınmanın balıkçılık sektörü üzerindeki etkilerini daha derinlemesine analiz etmek ve bu doğrultuda gerekli önlemleri almak bir zorunluluk haline gelmiştir. Bu süreçte kadın ve erkek tüm sektör çalışanlarının bilinçlendirilmesi, karşılaşılabilecek zorlukların öngörülmesi ve bu zorluklara karşı hazırlıklı olunması büyük önem taşımaktadır. İçinde bulunduğumuz koşullar bu meseleyi zamana bırakmamamıza izin vermemektedir. Dolayısıyla tüm paydaşların işbirliği içerisinde hareket ederek sürdürülebilir balıkçılık uygulamalarını benimsemesi, iklim değişikliğinin etkilerini en aza indirmek için gerekli adımları atması gerekmektedir. Bu bağlamda farkındalık arttırıcı çalışmaların yanı sıra yenilikçi çözümler geliştirilmesi ve uygulanması da elzemdir. Unutulmamalıdır ki alınacak her tedbir ve atılacak her adım yalnızca bugünkü değil, gelecekteki nesillerin de sektörden faydalanmasını sağlayacak önemli bir yatırım olacaktır. Bugün burada bir milat olarak kabul edilmeli, sorunlarımızı konuşmak, geleceğimizi şekillendirmek ve çözüm yolları bulmak için güçlerimizi birleştirmeliyiz. Hep birlikte harekete geçmeli, yetkilileri bu konuda adım atmaya teşvik etmeli ve sürdürülebilir bir gelecek için üzerimize düşeni yapmalıyız. Sizleri birliğim adına içten duygularımla selamlıyorum. Tüm kadınların Kadın Balıkçılar Günü'nü kutluyorum. Beni dinlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Hoşça kalın.
Thank you, Nekla. We invite another speaker, Le Lowa. She is the Indigenous People Assembly representative. So I would like to invite Leha Lowa. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? My name is Alea Loa from Kenya. And can you hear me?
Yes, Leah, go ahead.
From the Grappa Women and the Molo Forum member. On behalf of us from here, we would like to congratulate the founders, the coordinators, interpreters, and moderators for the good job you have put together. And my message today is just very short. I am here in solidarity with all our fisherwomen. We will continue to share our struggles together for our equal rights and justice of our land, waters. Fisherwomen from all over the world are the backbone of our waters and ocean keepers. And over and our livelihoods depend on them. On this special day, we honor the fisherwomen, a symbol of courage, resilience, and love for the sea. Through the rhythm of tide, she cast not only her nets, but also her dreams, ensuring food, culture, and community endure. And that's why we as fisherwomen, we will not stop demanding for our rights. We will keep knocking. We will air our voices, our cries, and we will say no to climate change. And my last message is, as we race together, we will say from the sea, ocean, lakes, rivers to the world, we will not be silent. We are the sea, and the sea is us. Together, we will conquer the world. Thank you.
And I request please consider all of the speaker, especially time, because we need to manage that also. So I would like to invite another speaker, Diana Diop. So please give your input also. ஜெயசுவமா அந்த பேர் சரியா நான் உச்சரிச்சது
Yes, Subha. That was sent by Dauda, and I confirmed again. He messaged me that she is inside the Zoom.
She's here, Jesswaka.
Yeah, she's here. Okay. Arun is saying she is here. Please call her. French speaker, I think so.
Jesuji, I want to speak.
Yeah,
Jesuji.
Yes, Ramkrishna ji, please wait. We will give the time. Please wait.
Okay.
Okay, Daiba, you can speak now.
Allô? Bonjour tout le monde. C'est avec un immense plaisir, un bonheur particulier que je m'adresse à l'occasion de la première édition et la célébration de la Journée internationale des femmes pêcheuses, qui est une première. Je reste convaincue que le choix de cette date n'est point fortuit, car la pêche et les ressources halieutiques, source de nourriture pour des milliards de personnes et d'emplois, pour la plupart de plus de 50 millions d'individus dans le monde. Donc, vu le rôle crucial que nous jouons dans le secteur de la pêche, c'est important. Alors que nous, en tant que femmes, nous sommes partout dans la chaîne de valeur de la pêche, en passant par la commercialisation et la transformation. Donc, cette journée nous renforce les liens de solidarité entre nous, les acteurs, et mettre en jeu et mettre en exergue des questions d'actualité pour l'avenir de ce secteur. En insistant sur l'importance du regroupement des pêcheurs et plus particulièrement nous en tant que femmes. Permettez-moi, chers organisateurs de cet événement mondial, de vous implorer d'accorder une attention très particulière aux braves femmes, nous, en tant que femmes du secteur de la pêche, en vue de disposer davantage de moyens de résilience sociale, culturelle et économique pour non seulement assurer l'autonomisation, mais aussi pour assurer la souveraineté alimentaire et nutritionnelle dans nos pays. Nous, en tant que femmes, nous aurons un rôle très important dans le secteur. Nous sommes présents, comme je viens de le dire, dans toute la chaîne de valeur, mais nous sommes faiblement représentés dans les instances de décision et même voire même inexistants dans certaines localités, dans certains pays. Notre travail n'est pas reconnu. Le travail des femmes, notre travail et notre contribution socio-économique est sous-estimé. Et nous confrontons à des difficultés qui sont liées au changement climatique, qui est dû à la raréfaction de la ressource, l'avancée de la mer, l'accaparement des terres, l'immigration clandestine, l'accès aux fonciers, tous ces problèmes que nous rencontrons, nous sommes confrontés à énormes difficultés. Mais malgré tout ça, cette journée, je salue le travail exceptionnel accompli par le Forum mondial des pêcheurs, VFPP, qui nous ont permis aujourd'hui de prendre la parole, mais aujourd'hui de célébrer la Journée internationale des femmes, qui est une mérite pour nous en tant que femmes du secteur de la pêche. Non seulement une mérite, mais nous célébrons cette journée pour 3 semaines qui nous permettent, nous en tant que femmes, de faire des plaidoyers, de porter nos plaidoyers pour que nous, les femmes, nous sommes pris en compte dans les instances de décision. Là où on prenne les politiques publiques de pêche, intégrer les femmes dans les instances de gouvernance. Et c'est une occasion pour nous et dans le monde entier, toutes les femmes qui sont dans les organisations féminines, de se donner la main dans la main, de fédérer nos forces et faire de telle sorte que cette journée, la célébration de cette journée ne s'arrête pas aujourd'hui, mais nous devons continuer à le célébrer durant toutes les années à venir, qui nous permettent de faire nos plaidoyers. Et pour ne pas monopoliser la parole, nous, en tant que réseau des femmes de la pêche artisanale, qui est le seul réseau au niveau du Sénégal, qui regroupe des femmes transformatrices et des femmes mareyeuses. Notre combat de tous les jours, c'est de faire autonomiser les femmes, faire des plaidoyers pour que nos autorités puissent nous intégrer dans les instances de décision, mais nous faisons aussi que nos connaissances empiriques que nous détenons soient valorisées et toutes les décisions qu'on prenne au niveau de nos institutions, au niveau de nos instances, qu'il y ait une participation inclusive de tous les acteurs de la pêche, mais surtout particulièrement nous les femmes. Nous menons des combats surtout à protéger nos océans parce que notre vie dépend de la mer. Tant qu'il y a poisson, nous gagnons notre vie. Tant qu'il y a poisson, nous aurons de quoi vivre. C'est avec les poissons que nous transformons, nous parviendrons à gérer nos familles. nous parviendrons à payer les scolarités de nos enfants, nous parviendrons à participer à la dépense quotidienne de tous les jours. C'est pourquoi nous protégeons nos océans, les mangroves, pour que demain, les générations puissent trouver du poisson. Je conclurai en réitérant mes sincères remerciements aux organisateurs et aux initiateurs, mais aussi les partenaires qui nous ont permis de se réunir pour célébrer cette journée qui est dédiée aux femmes, et les femmes méritent plus que ça. Nous vous remercions vivement et sur ce, je vous remercie.
Okay, thank you. We have 3 more. Next speaker, I would like to invite Raquel. She is from Brazil, representative of the Indigenous People Assembly. So please make short your the inputs. Raquel, are you there or?
I can't see her, Subha.
Sorry?
I can't see her. We can move on to the next person.
Okay.
Subhaka
Okay.
Ramakrishna, sir. Yeah.
Okay. I invite Ramakrishna ji. So please take your floor.
Ramakrishna ji.
Ramakrishna ji, are you there? Arunanna, irukangala?
Yes, he is here.
The
Ramakrishna ji, you can speak now.
is called in Hindi or something.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Continue.
Yes. The International Fisherwomen's Day celebration with WAP. Dear fishers, friends, and comrades. Today we celebrate the strength and leadership of fisherwomen in India and across the world. They are the heart of our coastal communities. Sustaining families, building economics, and leading struggle for justice and dignity. This year, on the 5th of November, India celebrated its first coordinated national observance of International Fisherwomen's Women's Day across Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, Pondicherry. Thousands of women came together to assert their rights and their leadership. From the Rights Declaration rally in Kerala to the first official state celebration in Mumbai and the cultural and community events across other states, the message was clear: fishermen are united and strong. Fisherwomen are united and strong. This celebration joined a larger global movement under WPP from Asia to Africa to Latin America. Fisherwomen stood together with one voice. We have seen that when we come together, we make change possible. Collective action is our answer. Just as the world recognizes World Fishers Day on November 21st, we believe that November 5th should also be recognized as International Fishers Women's Day in India. We are encouraged that NABARD, the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which supports rural and coastal livelihoods, has already acknowledged its importance. I congratulate every fisherwoman who made this day a success in India and around the world. Let us continue to speak, to organize, and to fight together for our rights, our peace, and our dignity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramakrishna ji. I
you.
would like to invite another speaker, Nasik Jafir. So please take your time.
Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you.
Nasik Jafir, are you there?
Yes, he's here.
Yes, please give your input.
Who is the next speaker?
Nasik.
Nasik Jafir, yeah, you can speak now, sir.
I didn't expect that I was going to be the next speaker, but I will be just 1 minute. I want to say that I think, not that I think, that I know that WFFP in all its resolutions and meetings internationally, globally, we have had the forefront of women and the role of women and the challenges women face in advancing as front. So WFFP is a leading global entity that supports the struggles.
Hi, Nasig. Very sorry to interrupt, but we really want to hear you and it's very low. I don't know if you can adjust, please. We would really appreciate that. A microphone adjustment.
How do we readjust? I've never had this problem. Is this any better?
Sorry about that. Let's test.
Can you hear me?
We are hearing you, but it was low.
Is it still low right now?
It sounds low, but we might have to work with what
It's
you
better.
can
It's better.
do. Better. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So what I will say right now, I'm coming closer to the mic. I may look ugly, but I'm not a Hollywood person, so bear with me. I believe that the WFFP position on women in the struggle of small-scale fisheries has been a long-standing one. It started at the time when WFFP was formed. With Tom Kucheri was there, Hare Krishna was there, and so on. But moreover, it was reconfirmed at the last General Assembly in Brazil, where we had our first assembly of women within WFFP. So I think that must go down as a milestone. Let's not forget it. We all remember the 21st of November as the formation of WFFP and as World Fisheries Day. But remember this day as Women's Fisheries Day. Equalize that. Don't forget it. Don't make one bigger than the other. Equalize. Make Women's Fisheries Day the same as Fisheries Day globally, even better, make it bigger. So my call right now would be to say, let's go that path. You know, for women. I'm sorry, I'm not on the women's committee, but I don't apologize that I've been arguing for this for a long time. So let's go that route because it is included in the guidelines. It's included in the WFP constitution, and it's included in all the decisions that we have taken. It's just a matter of how do we give practical implementation. So let's go there. And for all our women now in fisheries, it's a celebration. Of course it is. But it is a continuation of struggle. But moreover, it is a way of how do we include the whole community, including men and young people, and how do we change the mindset from just being a gendered thing, including a capitalist or a carpet or market rather driven thing. You know, include all of those issues and how we see today. So, yeah, I think that's the message I want to put through for now.
Thank you, Nasik Javid sir, our former General Secretary. We move our final speaker, Fatima Majid from Pakistan. So I would like to call her also. Fatima Majid, are you there?
Hello everyone. Good
Yeah,
evening.
go ahead.
Shimaji, are you here?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
yes, I
hear you.
am. वो they will translate, वो खुद ही translate कर देंगे आपको इंग्लिश में, आप बात करिए उर्दू में.
ठीक है. मेरा नाम फातिमा मजीद है. मैं सीनियर वाइस चेयरपर्सन हूँ पाकिस्तान फिशर फोक फोरम की. सीमा जी ट्रांसलेट हो रही है?
She wants to know if her sound is being translated. Yes, yes. Translate हो रहा है, Vijay?
Raja, can you switch from Hindi to English and translate Fatima's message, please? Okay. Neha, could you just shift? Just confirm in the chat box. Just shift to English.
फातिमा वो कर रहे हैं, वो खुद ही कर रहे हैं. आप 2 मिनट 1 सेकंड वेट करें.
Neha, can you just confirm? Are you able to do that?
Should I translate, Vijay?
That would mean then assigning you to the booth, etc. I mean, we can also translate.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Neha is there in the Hindi booth, so she can actually understand Urdu. And
Yeah.
Neha, are you? If you're
I don't
listening, can you
see
just?
Neha. I don't see Neha. I only see Raja.
Okay. Is Raja doing the? Raja is in the. Raja, can you hear us? We will have to then in that case take it up next and probably
Vijay, can't you translate? Can you not translate?
Nadine, can you just assign me into the translation booth? I'll do the translation.
Yeah.
Put you in which one? Vijayan, where do you go?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the. You just assigned me into the translation.
Which language? English to what? Sorry.
English, Hindi to English, Urdu to English. Yeah, same thing.
Hindi is Hindi, right?
Yeah.
No, I can't use Hindi.
No, I have not been assigned yet.
Hindi is what? Hindi is Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah, sorry, Hindi is Chinese. That's right.
Having a trouble. Someone is done. I can't update.
Oh, you're not able to update.
Should we just have Shimaji translate after Fatima?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Shimaji,
can do that.
can we request you to quickly translate after
Yeah,
Fatima is done?
sure,
Okay, done.
sure.
So we फातिमा जी आप बात कर लीजिए, उसके बाद शिमा जी ट्रांसलेट करेंगे उसको. धन्यवाद.
ठीक है.
थैंक यू.
हाँ, फातिमा बोलिए.
सबको सलाम. मेरा नाम फातिमा मजीद है. मैं सीनियर वाइस चेयरपर्सन हूँ पाकिस्तान फिशर फोक फोरम की, और हमारे चेयरमैन मुस्तफ़ा मीरानी है. और मैं अभी मुझे बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी ने नामजद किया है फिशरमैन कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी की पाकिस्तान की तारीख में पहली चेयरपर्सन.
She is one of those. This is Fatima Majid, who is one of the senior people of the fisher folk community in Pakistan, and she has just been nominated as the first female chairperson for the fisher folk cooperative.
और मैं सीनियर वाइस चेयरपर्सन पाकिस्तान फिशर folk फोरम की.
And she's the senior vice chairperson of this fisher folk community.
पाकिस्तान में माहीगीर कम्युनिटी जो है वो बहुत सारे मसाइल का शिकार है, जिसमें सी पोल्यूशन है, मैंग्रोव्स की कटिंग है. इंडिया पाकिस्तान जो एक दूसरे के माहीगीरों को सरकरी के तनाज़े पर अरेस्ट करता है. इसके अलावा पाकिस्तान में ख़ास करके सिंध में कोस्टल बेल्ट पे जो क्लाइमेट चेंज के असरात हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, जिसमें जो है वो डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट औरतें जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्ट हो रही हैं.
So she's saying that women are getting highly affected by the pollution in the waters, in the seas, and Pakistan faces a lot of problems about pollution and mangrove cutting and the fisher people. Yes, climate change and the fisher people who get lost on between the seas between India and Pakistan.
यहाँ पर ख़ास करके माहीगीर औरतें जो हैं वो बहुत सफ़र करती हैं, क्योंकि ना उनके पास जो है वो मुतबादिल रोज़गार हैं और ना ही उनके पास सहूलियात हैं, क्योंकि हमारे कोस्टल बेल्ट में जो इलाके हैं जहाँ पर माहीगीर रहते हैं वहाँ पर बुनियादी सहूलियात से वो महरूम है. वहाँ पर जो है वो एजुकेशन से और हेल्थ की सहूलतों से जो है वो महरूम है.
So she's saying that mostly it is the women who suffer because they are deprived from education. The areas that are along the coast are do not have any facilities for women. So it is the women who suffer most in these areas, and they have no healthcare facilities. They have no education facilities. And they have no alternative ways of making money. Yes, ways of making money. Yeah, employment. जी फातिमा.
क्लाइमेट चेंज के असरात की वजह से हमारे जो कोस्टल बेल्ट समंदर का लेवल है वो बुलंद हो रहा है, और समंदर जो है वो ज़मीन जो है वो तेज़ी से सी नाइट्रोजन जो है वो उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा इजाफा हो रहा है. बिल्कुल इसी तरह हमारे सिंध में जितने भी मीठे पानी के ज़खायर हैं जहाँ पर माहीगीर फिशिंग करते हैं, वहाँ पर जो है वो वडेरों के कब्जे हैं, और वहाँ पर जो है वहाँ पर भी जो है वो बुनियादी सहूलियात से माहीगीर महरूम हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा सफ़र कर रहे हैं, ख़ास करके क्लाइमेट चेंज के असरात की वजह से।
So she's saying that climate change is one of the basic reasons why women are suffering. The coastal areas, the water is, the sea is going down. Is it going up or down? I don't know. I don't quite get what she said, but and also because there is a huge level of feudal culture in these areas around the coastal belts, and which is very, very patriarchal, obviously. So women suffer at that level as well. जी
आज पहला माहीगीरी का आलमी दिन मनाया जा रहा है। इसकी सबको बहुत ज़्यादा मुबारकबाद। और इस मौके पर मैं अपनी तरफ से ये मैसेज देना चाहूँगी कि दुनिया की जितनी भी ख़वातीन हैं उनको मिलकर एक क्लाइमेट चेंज के क्लाइमेट एक्शन के हवाले से जो है हमें मिलकर एक प्लेटफॉर्म जोड़ना चाहिए जिसमें हम मिलकर क्योंकि
हाँ She wants to congratulate all the fisher women all over the world, and her message is that can we unite together, the fisher women of the world, to take action, especially about the climate change. जी फातिमा.
क्योंकि आलमी लेवल पर औरतों के क्लाइमेट के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए जो है वो एक बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म की बहुत ज़रूरत है जिसमें सारी औरतों को जुड़ना चाहिए क्योंकि डायरेक्ट जो है और इनडायरेक्ट औरतें बहुत ज़्यादा मुतासर हो रही हैं क्लाइमेट चेंज के असरात की वजह से।
Yeah, so she wants that women, fisher women of the world, should do some joint action internationally, and especially about climate change, because it is the women who suffer the most. ठीक है.
क्योंकि आफतों के दौर में, कोरोना में और जो सैलाब आते हैं या डिजास्टर आते हैं तो उसमें भी ये औरतें जो है वो खास करके माहीगीर औरतें बहुत सफर करती हैं। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Yeah, it's the floods, and even in the situation when there are floods and high tidal waves and etc., it is the women who suffer most. Anything more, Fatma, you want to say? Fatma,
Yes.
आप कुछ और कहना चाहती हैं?
मैं आखिर में बस यही सब ख्वातीन को ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि मैं जिस इदारे में नामजद हुई हूँ वहाँ पर सिर्फ मर्द हैं और मैं अकेली औरत हूँ जो इस पूरे इदारे को लीड कर रही हूँ। तो मेरे ख्याल से औरतों को सारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे या सारे शोबों में आगे आना चाहिए।
So इदारा का नाम क्या है, आपके इदारे का नाम जो इसको आप लीड कर रही हैं?
फिशरमैन कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी।
Okay, so the Fisher Folk Cooperative Society that she is leading, she's saying that she's the only woman in that Fisher Folk Cooperative Society, and she's trying very hard to encourage women in her community to take part in the activities of this cooperative. But at present, she's the only woman there.
आखिर में शीमा जी बस ये कहूँगी कि हम लोग माहीगीर हैं, मेरा ताल्लुक माहीगीर घराने से है, हम लोग कदीमी माहीगीर हैं और पाकिस्तान फिशर फोक फोरम के फाउंडर हैं और मसले भी हमारे हैं, माहीगीर भी हमारे हैं, तो हम इंशाल्लाह अपने माहीगीरों के लिए जो है वो जद्दोजहद करते रहेंगे, हम अपने हक से दस्तबरदार कभी भी नहीं होंगे।
And finally, she wants to say that she herself is from the fisher folk community herself. She's born in the household of fisher people, fishermen community. And she's saying that we will continue our struggle. We will always stand for all the fisher folk community in this area and continue fighting for their rights no matter what. And it is basically because they belong to to that land, they belong to that community, and she is one of the community herself. She herself is from the fisher folk community.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Fatima Majid. I think everyone expressed their powerful message. So we find out this session in this moment. So we have a last one. So I would like to invite Sister Susan from Kiara to read our Women Declaration.
Thank you so much, Subah. Thank you so much, everyone. I would like to read the declaration of November 5th as International Fisherwomen Day. We, the World Forum of Fisher Peoples, WFFP, representing various countries and backgrounds, continue to fight to support the struggle of fishers, including diverse groups of traditional and indigenous fishers and fisherwomen, as well as women, men, and youth who gather and process marine products. We invite all parties, especially all countries, to hear and support our declaration to recognize and protect our collective and traditional right by designating November 5th of each year as International Fisherwomen Day. We, as representative of national and regional fisher organizations from 50 countries, representing more than 10 million fishers.
Susan, sorry, but you might have to go a little slower for translators. Thank you.
Sorry, okay. Reaffirm the message that fishing communities, water and sea communities are the guardians of our planet waters and are rights holders who works and act for food sovereignty, the protection of biodiversity and ways of life that are in harmony with nature. However, our survival and prosperity depend on systemic change to the global food system, transformation away from the dominant capitalist model of economic expansion, and on the recognition, protection, and advancement of our historical customary right by government over land, inland waters, coast, mangrove, sea, and all our traditional territories. We, as WFFP, see fisherwomen as an important actor in protecting our mother sea with respect and their heart. We believe that fisherwomen cannot be defined only for the women who go to the sea. Fisherwomen should be respected and recognized their existence, also their contribution. We believe that fisherwomen are women who depend on marine and fisheries resources for their livelihood, protect and manage the coastal and sea areas with local culture and tradition. For WFFP, fisherwoman can be defined as every woman who involved in the fisheries value chain. Their contributions are in pre-production, production, until post-production. Fisherwomen are not limited to those who use fishing vessel, but also include those who do not use fishing vessel, but still strive to contribute to the sustainability of marine. By that, this declaration is a demand from the collective voice of the global fisherwoman movement, voiced through the WFFP Women Assembly and born out of the experience of lack recognition and the significant contribution of women in the fisheries production chain from the pre-production, production, and post-production. Recognition and protection of what women offer to the fishing world must be carried out through the observance of the identity of fisherwomen. We strongly condemn the use of starvation as a weapon of war. We stand in solidarity with fisherfolk and all Palestinian people, demanding the protection of their right to self-determination and an immediate end to the ongoing genocide. Fishing communities around the world suffer from internal conflicts, including those related to the so-called war and drugs, and other conflicts such as those in the West Philippine Sea, Lebanon, Sudan, Yemen, Ukraine, and Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, Myanmar, and Sahel countries. We call on all countries to respect international law and human rights as the foundation for building peace among communities, particularly the recognition and protection of women. Fisherwomen witness firsthand and feel the direct impact of the seizure of coastal and marine space for industry and development, the destruction of marine ecosystem, mangrove, seagrass, and coral reef, ocean warming, and the current climate crisis. The declaration of November 5th each year as International Fisherwomen Day is an assertion from all parties, especially all countries, to realize and affirm the struggle for the recognition and protection of fisherwomen. The urgency of the demand to establish International Fisherwomen Day. Women are central to traditional fishing livelihood. We are working for the acknowledgement of the contribution of our fisherwomen, shellfish gatherers, and collectors. Discrimination against women is a decision-making process at all levels, including in cooperative system and government regulatory framework, is a major threat to the realization of our right. Women are leading the fight against attempts to erase our history and homogenize our fishing identities and cultures. It is important to consider women as guardian of Mother Earth, agroecology, and biodiversity. Women perspective and right must be fulfilled in public policies, program, and legal framework. Fisherwomen, gatherers, and shellfish collectors have been advocating for our right in our communities in the global fisheries sector, and they must be supported to do so. As part of fishing communities, we are directly confronted with false solutions offered by various parties that deprive of our right, such as marine protected area that exclude traditional fishing, marine spatial planning, the industrialization of capture fisheries that eclipse small-scale harvester, and industrial aquaculture for blue food in the name of food security. Development for extractive industries and infrastructures, and false climate solutions such as blue carbon, carbon credit and trading, biodiversity offset, and 30 by 30 conservation. This false solution centralized control over food system and fishway, dispossessing communities of their ability to feed themselves and stripping them of their food sovereignty. Many of us have successfully protected nature, coastal areas, sea and small island, through marine conservation area led directly by communities in a participatory and democratic manner. We will continue to reject neo-colonial conservation methods, including 30 by 30, that prevent us from advancing nature protection based on our own community leadership. In the context of roles in the fisheries production chain, the term fisherfolk is still synonymized by the role of fishing carried out by the men. However, upon closer inspection, women are involved in the preparation of fishing gear, fishing, processing of catches, selling of catches, and financial management. However, these roles are still not portrayed, are ignored, and go unrecognized in fisheries management and policy development in fisheries governance. Small-scale fisheries play an important role in poverty reduction and food security, but this role is often underestimated or even ignored in management and policy formulation. The active involvement of women in the decision-making process for policymaking is a key to developing appropriate strategies for poverty alleviation and food security. Above all, this action is a form of protection and empowerment for women, who are also key actors in the fisheries production chain. In a global context, the recognition of various women's rights as a form eliminating all forms of discrimination against women has been agreed upon through the 1979 Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW. This convention is an international human rights agreement adopted by the UN, which obliges its member states to eliminate discrimination against women in all areas and promote equal rights. In CEDAW 1979, the recognition and protection of women's rights that must be fulfilled by the state are as follows: the right to work, the right to good health and safety service at work, the right to access and receive good education, the right to social security, the right to training and education, both formal and informal, the right to organize and establish cooperative as a forum for the struggle for equality, the right to participate in all communities' activities, the right to obtain credit for fisheries, service, marketing, and technology, the right to land, the right to obtain housing, sanitation, electricity, clean water, and transportation. In addition to CEDAW 1979, there is also international agreement on the recognition of the basic right of fisherwomen that has been formulated by the FAO of the UN, namely the voluntary guideline for securing sustainable small-scale fisheries in the context of food security and poverty eradication. In this international agreement, countries are obligated to treat women, specifically in order to obtain their basic right as follows. First, the right to adequate housing, the right to safe and hygienic basic sanitation, the right to safe drinking water for individual and household use, the right to energy resources or sources, the right to saving, credit, and equitable investment scheme, the right to recognition of the existence and role of women in small-scale fisheries value chain, the right to freedom from discrimination, crime, violence, sexual harassment, corruption, and abuse of power, the right to freedom from forced labor, the right to participate in work, the right to gender equality as referred to in CEDAW, and the right to the technological development for women working in the small-scale fishery sector. Recognition of the right that should be enjoyed by fisherwomen is clearly and explicitly stated in the 1979 CEDAW and the voluntary guideline of securing sustainable small-scale fisheries in the context of food security and poverty eradication. On the basis, a shared commitment from all parties is still very much needed to realize November 5th each year as International Fisherwomen Day with the principle that first, International Fisherwomen Day is a form of recognition of gender equality. There can be no gender equality without recognition of the identity and profession of fisherwomen. Second, protecting and fulfilling the right to access and manage marine spaces in a form of recognition of the identity and profession of fisherwomen. Third, there can be no protection of environmental sustainability through conservation without recognition of the leadership of fisherwomen in conservation. Fourth, development that displays and sees people maritime management space in a form of neocolonialism. And fifth, there can be no human sovereignty or gender equality without sovereignty to determine their own destiny. As the conclusion, this declaration is a call for concrete action to recognize the role and contribution of women who work as fisherfolk, known as fisherwomen. We believe that gender equality cannot be achieved without fundamental changes to the existing system. The International Fisherwomen Day Declaration is a goal that must be achieved. We will continue to advocate for the recognition of the International Fisherwomen Day Declaration at the global level and ensure that government in each country designate International Fisherwomen Day as a national holiday. Thank you. I will give it back to Melanie.
Thank you so much, Susan. This has been a wonderful time in my people's Yupik language. I would like to say Guyana Tailuchi for being here. I am really impressed with how long people have stuck it out for this meeting. Thank you. It's a testament to how important this day is. I really look forward to celebrating many more International Fisherwomen's Days with you far into the future. And I know there were some people that really wanted to make statements. If the window can stay open and people want to speak, I will not stop you from doing that. But I must sign off. I have an indigenous leadership gathering that I flew to Alabama for that I need to go to. I look forward to seeing you all in the future, whether it's in a Zoom meeting or in person at a World Forum of Fisher People General Assembly or whatever it may be. But this has been a wonderful time for fisherwomen of the world, and it's not over yet. Be sure to continue to look at your social channels, contribute if you can, organize yourselves and share according to the thematic weeks that are yet to come. We still have 5 more weeks of celebration. And don't forget that on November 21st, it is International Fisher Peoples Day. That is another day that was created and spurred on by Herman and others who are part of the struggle. And it's a testament to if you build it, they will come kind of thinking. And it's really, really amazing to see how many people have shown up for this very special day that we will continue to celebrate. Even if it is not ratified by a government or made official in some way, it is up to us to make it official and project that out into the world. So thank you very much. Goyana Tailuchi.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all.
I think Arun asked to all of us to take a picture.
Yeah,
Please.
everyone needs to come.
Videos.
Yeah.
Videos.
Ravdi,
Okay.
Nadine,
Where is Nadine?
Nasig.